Fellow Nigerians, I may be wrong, but I want to be put right. Let's examine the facts. Why are we settling for less in life? Why are we settling for less in our country? Health is wealth, but we've not been investing in our health system. Our healthcare system is worsening every day. And what are we doing? For the past 2 years, I've been talking about universal health for everybody. Health is very, very important. Health is critical, especially now that COVID-19 is around the corner. Now, this is the time for us to have a rethink. This is a time for us to ask our government, our leaders, to be accountable, to account for what they are spending. So time has come for us as Nigerians to start making a decision. See, whether you make a decision or you don't make a decision, you've made a decision. It might seem easier when we are sitting on the fence that things will change on its own, but it doesn't work like that. Nothing works except when we take decision. Decision is critical. Decision is important. This is the right time for Nigerians to wake up and start taking decision. Because if we are not taking decision, nature will take decision for us. Nature will conspire against us. Like the nature is now conspiring against us with this coronavirus in the coming around. So it is very, very important we start doing something now. Preparation is important. Look at what is happening in America. Look at what is happening in Europe. Every part of the world. The COVID-19 is ravaging, is menacing everybody. And if we don't have adequate health system, if we don't invest in our health system, it's going to be a crisis. The pandemic is going to affect us. So this is why time has come for us to ask our political elites, to question them, to ask them to give account, to be accountable. So asking them to be accountable is not offense. So we as people, if we continue to ignore things and say it doesn't affect us, but time has come. We are seeing it. Look at what is happening now. You see, our political leaders have failed to understand that, they are strong as their weakest link. I am strong as my weakest link. Nigeria is strong as its weakest link. And Nigerians, whether you are rich or poor, that affects us. So it is no longer a matter of rich, it is no longer a matter of poor. It's a matter of how do we invest in our health system? How do we invest and make sure our health facilities are up and running? Look at the number of people dying in the world today. Look at the number of people dying in the United States. Look at the number of people dying in Italy, in England, in Spain, in France, in Germany. And yet, we've not come to a conclusion that time has come for us to ask ourselves questions, to ask our leaders questions, to ask them to be responsible and accountable. So now, if the coronavirus comes to Nigeria, as it's happening now, so where is our refuge? Who do we run to? It is very, very important we look at our health system. If we have any government that is not paying attention to our health care, to our health system, that is not investing, that's enough to ask the leader to resign. That's enough to ask them to say, look, you have to give account. You have to be responsible. Because health is wealth. No matter how much you own, if you haven't got a good health, you are lost. You are missing the point. And then we have to look at the vulnerable in our communities. We have to look at the vulnerable citizens. Just like every other nation is paying attention and taking care of their citizens, Nigerian leaders are not taking care of their citizens. They are not accounting for them. So are we going to settle for that? We are seriously settling for less. And time has come to ask Nigerian leaders, what are you doing? How are you investing in the health system? Our medical doctors, our nurses are everywhere in the world. We have the best nurses, we have the best doctors, but they are spread all over the world. So we cannot rely on them now to come and assist us. So the only way we can now bring them back, the only way we can start making a change is when we start investing in our health system. See, because when your health fails, every other thing fails. We have to sound it loud and clear to our politicians who think they can run away from it. You can't run away. COVID-19 has revealed that you cannot escape from it. So every country that is not investing in her hospital care system, in their universal health, they are not doing well at the moment. They are found flat-footed, and this is where we are seeing a lot of people dying. The death toll is too much. Is unbearable. So I'm not an alarmist. I'm not asking you, to frighten you, but the reality is on the ground. The reality is that failure to invest in your health system will pay the ultimate price. And as we are seeing, a lot of countries are paying with the ultimate price. And we don't want this thing to continue in Nigeria. It has been in this way for the past 20 years. Our leaders have been engaging in traveling abroad outside the country to seek health, to seek for health, to seek for, if they're sick, they've been traveling outside Nigeria to seek for assistance, to seek for medical assistance. So this kind of attitude must change. Look at what has happened to Boris Johnson. If Boris Johnson, they haven't had the hospital facilities they have today, where would he have gone? Would he have left England to go to Germany or to go to America? It's a common sense that I'm asking here. That's why I'm saying I might be wrong, but I want you to put me right. I want us, to face the fact. The fact is that we are not doing enough. We are not taking responsibility. We are not holding our leaders to account. If we want to elect our leaders, or if we have our leaders, first of all, we have to ask them, what can they do? What do they want to do for us? Ask them for a plan. If they can't provide us the plan, please, we shouldn't elect them. This is the right time. COVID-19 has exposed every other person. It has exposed the world, and it has exposed Nigeria. So let us learn from what has happened, even though it hasn't happened to that extent in Nigeria. But if it happens, what is our fate? Who are we going to rely? There is no way we can rely for external help if this kind of pandemic that is going on is happening. Because you will not ask an Englishman to provide you ventilator when they don't have enough. You won't ask them to supply you medical stuff when they don't have enough. So eventually we have to rely on our own. We have to rely on our doctors. We have to rely on our nurses. We have to rely on our healthcare system. We have to rely on our people. Let us begin to understand that we deserve better. Let us begin to understand that we need to do more. Let us have faith in what we have. Because if we don't have faith in what we have, there is no way we can invest in our health system. There's no way we can help in our health facilities. There's no way we can invest in our doctors. This is the message I have for you, Nigerians. Thank you.